Welcome to Switch Comics. My name is Marco. Today I want to talk about Hulk 3 versus Hulk 6, basically. This is something that I've mentioned before. Basically, once Hulk 3 came out, and at that point we knew Hulk 6 was going to be the first full appearance, with Hulk 3 being the cameo appearance of Titan, or the Titan Hulk. I'm not even really sure if that's really his name is Titan. But nevertheless, I talked about it a little bit on my channel, but then I also had a more thorough video over on Winking's channel, where me, him, and Average Will, we got into talking about a few comics, but that was one that was really brought up. And where I mentioned that I kinda, at that time and still now, had the belief that Hulk 3 might, end up being the winner over Hulk 6, even though first full appearance is the one everyone freaks out about. But, with 3 months of preparation, people able to order however much they wanted of that comic, I knew the print run on Hulk 6 was going to be astounding, and it was. I don't know what the number was. If anybody knows how to figure that out, I'd love to know. It'd be super interesting, but I do know it was crazy. And with that being said, it's also, worth mentioning that Hulk 3 only had a 1 in 25 as far as ratio variance goes. And with Hulk 6, they were showing up. Yes, we're going to have a 1 in 25, but we're also going to have a 1 in 200 and a 1 in 500. And that's not really the news you want to hear as far as like wanting a book to go up in value. Now, granted, you'll see those kind of things on like the number 1 issue of something a lot of the times. But when a random like number 6, maybe on like a big number like number 100 or 250 or something, you might have, big ratio numbers like that. But yeah, when it's on a random issue like that, way ahead of time, people know to order this book. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people going up to the comic shops. I want 10 copies, 20 copies, whatever, 25 copies, so they can go ahead and get the 1 in 25. I just know that this book was ordered like crazy. That being said, does Hulk 6 have a chance of coming back at any point and making itself relevant? I'm going to go through some numbers here really quick. So, the price on a cover A for Hulk 3 is roughly about $15. The Nakayama variant is about $10. Beautiful, beautiful cover, by the way. And then the 1 in 25, the Moore cover, is about a $35 book. And I'm also going to mention that the slabs have been selling, the graded 9/8 of that 1 in 25 have been selling for about $100, which in my opinion is an absolute blowout steal. I'm looking to get one myself, hopefully around that price. I have one that's already, that's raw. I mean, I considered maybe getting it graded, but honestly, if I can just get it at $100, I mean, that's a pretty good price, and I think that is a fairly good investment book, especially going on with the idea that I think Hulk 3 might end up being the winner. I do want to point out that 1 in 25 Moore cover is absolutely gorgeous. I understand Tradd Moore's not... he's a bit of a divisive artist. He's not for... I almost said arsonist. But he's not, for everybody. And fair enough. I think the cover's super cool. I really, really like it. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But I think it does have a really cool cover, and that does help it. We're going to move on to the prices now for Hulk 6, which the A cover is not doing anything. I mean, it's a $4 book. You might even be able to get it cheaper than that. At the moment, not doing anything at all. There's the spoiler variant, however, though, which is kind of going for about $5 to $10. I've seen a little bit of fluctuation on the price on that, and I've seen some copies, selling for $7, $10, here and there. Now, granted, it also is a, who does that cover? I think it's Maleev does that cover. It's a great looking cover. Might actually be my favorite cover. It's between that and the 1 in 200 of all the covers for Hulk 6. But it is one of the first, what's it called? Cover appearances. Almost a cameo. No, it's one of his first cover appearances. It shares that with 1 in 200. But I think that helps out the value. The 1 in 25 is just about a $20 book, honestly, and I've seen it going for even lower. If you actually look at the active listings for that comic, I think you can buy it as low as $10 right now. So people are just trying to offload this book. They have way too many of them. I'm sure there's people that, bought 500 copies, and I don't know the math. What would that be? 5 time, whatever. It's 2:30 in the morning right now. Leave me alone. But anyway, no, my point being, I'm sure there's a lot of people with a lot of 1 in 25s, and they just want them gone. They want to make something off of them, even if it's just $10. Now moving on to the 1 in 200, which has the best kind of percentage-wise of value being retained. Again, this does count as a first cover appearance. I think this book would be doing a lot better if the spoiler variant didn't exist. If the 1 in 200 was the only first cover appearance, it'd be kind of bonkers, I think. Right now, it's been a pretty solid $170 book. It's pretty like flat across the line $170 book. And that being said, your typical idea of like what the value of a ratio should roughly be is if it's a 1 in 25, it's $25. If it's a 1 in 50, it's $50. Blah, 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 blah. So that being said, with it being 1 in 200 and it being $170, that's not too bad. I will say, in general, it is harder for those big ratios to hold that kind of value. Like when you get to like the 1 in 500 here is only a $300 book. And I would say that's not too bad either. Very cool Stegman cover, and I like Stegman's work, but Stegman is his 1 in 500 is not my favorite in these covers at all. Actually, might be my least favorite, minus the 1 in 25. I'm not a big fan of the 1 in 25. I think the A cover's phenomenal. The spoiler variant's great. The 1 in 200 is gorgeous. And then you have the Stegman, and then the 1 in 25, in my opinion. But, well, that wasn't exactly in order. I don't know. But anyway, my point being, those are the values. Take that knowledge there with you. Now, granted, keep in mind, the values I gave you for Hulk 3 have had 3 months to, like, marinate and find its place in the market. So, it's pretty, those prices are pretty set for the most part. People have decided that, because a book has, full potential. New key comic books, if they want to fall off in the first week or the first month, they will do that. No problem at all. But, not everyone grabbed a Hulk 3, and that's what it's ultimately going to come down to, is every single person that wanted a Hulk 6 got a Hulk 6. Probably got 10 Hulk 6, or, like I said, 25 Hulk 6. Even me, and I was kind of begrudgingly, I've still bought 3 just because maybe it'll be something, maybe it won't. And then I also bought the spoiler variant as well. I should have bought another spoiler variant. I only bought 1, and I really thought about buying a second one. And I was like, nah, I'll just get the 1, because I didn't know if any of the covers were going to do anything. But I really thought about getting another spoiler variant and did not. That being said, at the moment, Hulk 3 is the victor. And that's not a good sign. Typically when, a key is hot and fresh, that is when it's going to be, as hot as it can be in the most value. Not necessarily the most value, but it being kind of dead on arrival is not a good thing. However, I do want to say I think there's a shot for Hulk 6 to come back around. And it's going to largely depend on Hulk, or not Hulk, the Hulk series, but also Kate's, I was going to say Hulk's writing, but no, Kate's writing on the series, and, how much is he going to build up this Titan character. And I know this series has been a little divisive. I think some people that are, I call it like the old comic head mentality, where things are changing and they don't like them. They, it's like the world's scary and changing and I don't like it and I want to just everything stays the same as it was in 1972 and nothing else can ever happen again. You see it with, like a lot of stuff, honestly. But I've really been enjoying the Hulk run. At the core of its story, it's still Hulk versus Banner, this struggle, but it's really, Kate's taken it to a fairly dark place. That Hulk's last line in Hulk issue 6 was really sad. Like, it was really, really sad. And I don't know, I'm pumped to see where this story goes. I'm in it whether this book explodes or, becomes a dollar book. I'm still very interested in the storyline. And I don't know. I think this book will come around, but it's honestly probably going to take about a year or so. You're going to have a bunch of people that aren't going to hold out that long, and just sell their copies for whatever they can. If they can get $1 back, they can get $1 back. But hold out a little bit. And Cates plays the long game. That's part of how he writes. I mean, it took him a while to get to Noel. He teased Noel, and then it took a while to actually get to Noel, and that's cool. I'm down with it. Don't just introduce a villain of the week and then we're on to the next thing, which Cates does as well. Like we just went through God of Hammers in one arc. That's fine. But when you're building up to something big, like I'm all for it. I'm very excited to see what else he has in store for Titan. And which, by the way, side little note, Noel, everyone, I mean, that was a big key. People, know it's one of the bigger, fairly recent modern keys. And everyone kind of considered that book like stagnant. I don't want to say dead, because it definitely carried its value and had its place, but it wasn't rising anymore. It was where it was, and that's the end of the story. But with Thor: Love and Thunder coming out, and we have the Necro Sword about to be showing up, and people hoping to see Null, me included, at some point. This is just the stepping stones to eventually get to Null, hopefully in the MCU. I think would be absolutely incredible. But yeah, just that little bit of speculation through that's actually been making Venom 3 go up in value, which is pretty crazy. But anyway, backtracking to Hulk, yeah, I think it's just going to take a while, people are going to have to sell their copies, people are going to have to lose faith, and possibly those of us that stay by Hulk number 6, maybe it'll come around for us. I'll keep a close eye on the 1 in 200 personally, because I think if it could get down, I don't know exactly. Like, for example, if I could get one for maybe $100, $125, something like that, I think I'd be interested in maybe picking up a copy. And it might be, a few months out from now or so, as the book continues to level off, potentially, maybe be able to scoop up that 1 in 200 for a good price. That one being a beautiful cover, his first cover appearance, as well as, obviously, the 1 in 200 ratio of his first appearance. I think that one has the potential of having the most return on investment. And if you can pick up any of those spoiler variants for cover price, I would definitely do that as well. Literally the day of, after like we sold out, because we sold out of those pretty quickly, and I was like, yeah, I probably should have picked up more of those. And if I run across some more for $5 or so, I might pick them up, because again, it's a really cool cover. I really like it, and I have faith in it, but I do think it will take some time. I'd love to know what you all think about it. I've had, because the video I put out Wednesday, I've had a few people, the thumbnail, I guess, I didn't really think of it as potentially reading out this way, but I had some people coming onto the video just to tell me they didn't like the Hulk series, which is fine. If you don't like the Hulk series, go ahead, but like, that's not exactly the discussion I was trying to have. I was just trying to ask if the Hulk number 6 is going to be worth anything or not, because I'm enjoying the story. So if you're not, again, if you want to leave a comment and say you don't like it, well, go ahead, and I'm not going to argue with you, even the other people, I just explain to them why I liked it, and I don't know. So if you clicked on this video to tell me you don't like it, the series, you're not going to get me to agree with you, but go ahead, do whatever you want to do. I'm pumped for it. I can't. Every single time I've read any of these issues, all 6 issues, I just cannot wait until the next one. I think it's really, really cool, and I cannot wait for Banner of War, Hulk versus Thor. It's going to be so awesome, because Thor has been really, really good. Hulk has been really, really good, and yeah, I'm really excited to see where this goes. I think both of those characters, because again, and I'm not really saying any spoilers, just in case someone hasn't read Hulk 6, which if you clicked on this video, you probably should have, but Hulk at the end of this issue is becomes stronger possibly than he's ever been. And if you're reading Thor, he's currently stronger than he's ever been as well. So I'm really excited to see these two characters. I mean, it's always fun to see Hulk versus Thor. Always fun. But, that being said, I cannot wait until they clash up in this. It's going to be a Hulk versus Thor Alpha, and then it's going to just carry on through each series, I think. But I'm excited for it. Obviously, both being written by Donny Cates, big fan. So that's gonna be it, though. I'd love to know what you all think. If I felt like I rambled a little bit too much in this video, again, it's like 2:30 in the morning, and I was about to go to bed, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot to record the video for today. So sorry about that. I do hope you all enjoyed, though, through my ramblings. And I'll see you next time. Sunday, I'm going to have a haul video.